Hello everybody and welcome to M&J Games. I am Michael and today we're going to be looking at Mirror Lake Gardens, a realistic park by Keyshawn 3445, and the description says Mirror Lake Gardens MLG is a park full of thrilling rides. Make sure to check out my other creations. Okay, so make sure before you begin, if you enjoy this park and you enjoy all of the creations that this guy made, make sure to like and subscribe to his content on the Frontier Workshop. So as you can kind of see right away, I mean, we have multiple coasters in this park. You have, so we got a large, wow, that's a really long coaster back here. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 coasters in this park. We have a nice lake in the middle and a lot of foliage kind of surrounding it. So I'm excited to look at this. So we'll start left and kind of work our way around. Now, it's one thing, maybe we're kind of missing an entrance, but then again, when you're working with the Oswald meter, sometimes we might have to kind of decide where we can kind of make some exceptions and stuff, right? Because we don't have the ability to create as much content like PC players and stuff. So if we look here, this first ride, this looks like it's going to be a launch coaster. It kind of, with the way this is right here, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Velocicoaster. But I know this park was made, I can't think it came out in April. And then we've got what looks like an RMC over here. And so let's go ahead and try to find that wooden coaster, or whichever coaster we come to first. But one thing I like here is that what we see is a nice custom fence. You've got what looks like the, is that a temple piece? Yeah, so it's the temple wall with the railing on top. I really like that. And it's kind of interesting too to see what everybody did before we've got the chain link fence in the latest DLC, simply because everybody kind of had to be creative with the fencing around coasters that they wanted, right? Like I remember watching a YouTube video of somebody on the PC designing, and I thought, man, I like that chain link fence, and I was wondering why I couldn't find it. I didn't realize it came with the DLC. Just like, why in the world would that not be released with the original? But alright, so as we see here, we've got the RMC on the left, and looks like a nice out and back kind of coaster. And then since we're here, let's go ahead and look at this ride first. So it looks like a nice queue. I like the custom fencing. I would do a lot more custom fencing with mine, but it's like, once again, we only have a certain amount of pieces that we can use. But I also like how you have the wall, so we don't just see the supports and stuff, so that's really nice. So now, looks like it's launched. Okay, so so it's actually a Typhoon bar heist coaster, but we actually you're using a different train with it. So it looks like you're using, I forget the name of this one. I forget the name of what it's called, but I know there's a different train. Am I mistaking that? Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. This is called G-Force. There we go. That was G-Force. Really, really good layout. Really fun ride. I think there are just a couple areas need a little bit of smoothing when you had kind of some turns, like I know right here. But overall, I mean, I love how it looked like there was some inspiration taken from multiple rides. Like, and now look, I could be wrong with this, but this reminds me of Copperhead Strike, which I've never ridden, just heard a lot about. And then you have kind of the launch afterwards, and you have the little top hat here, which is almost like a mini King Ka, Top Thrill Dragster, Stealth, those type of rides. And then you have just a nice long layout. You have a couple more inversions, like right here. Really enjoyed the ride. Oh, we got a fireworks show, so let's go ahead and check this out. Alright, so I guess we just saw the tail end of that, so hopefully by the time the video ends we'll come back around to it. But this is a good time to look at the lighting, which overall lighting looks good. I like how you've lit up these paths. One more thing I want to say about this, because I really love the layout on this coaster. It's interesting that you chose to do the bar heist track, but then you just switched the cars on it. And I think that's probably because, I mean, I could be wrong with this, but I believe that specific type of car, if you use that specific coaster track, doesn't have the ability to invert. So that's, that's a good way that you can kind of get around certain aspects of it. But yeah, so that was awesome. Really enjoyed that. Like the station, nothing too crazy, but yet it fits the theme. And so I love this little food court area, which this sign's really cool. I also used this in one of my earlier parks. I don't know if you're the one that created this or you got it off the workshop, but whoever made that, that's pretty cool. It looks like, oh, this is really cool ride skin it's called Time Machine, and it says this is built by Justin, and the PlayStation Network name is Geek Squad. And so if we look inside, I forget the name of this type of flat ride, but it's a really cool. Oh, you got even it's like a clock. That's really cool. That makes sense. Really cool custom ride skin there. That's awesome. So if we go here, I think this will take us to the other coaster, which looks like that's an exit. Yeah, so this is obviously a ride that people love to ride because the line's almost full. Maybe one thing I'd suggest real quick, which I love the lighting that you did right here. You kind of almost made it like recessed lighting. Maybe add something here just to kind of decorate it up a little bit and make it not seem just just me personally, I don't like just the top of walls. But you did a good job too of kind of separating and making sure that we don't see the supports of the path. So really good job. And here's the ride. So while we're waiting for the next coaster to come, this is called the Mechanist. It's a hybrid steel track Malice Unchained, which it looks like you just shortened up the amount of cars, which is cool. So car type is Iron Fury, which that's where I was trying to find on the last one, is how to use a certain car. So I haven't really done that too much where I switched up cars on coasters, so I forgot where that was at. So let's, like I said, while we're waiting for that next one to come back, why am I forgetting? There we go. Okay, I was trying to find the right screen. So let's look at the results. 800 meters, max speed of 54, biggest drop 24 meters. Okay, that's good on the vertical G-force. Number of inversions 2, 3 airtime count. Yeah, so it looks like a pretty solid ride. And let's ride this in front bumper view. Let's get started. Which I also like how these have a light on the front of it. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, there we go. So what'd you guys think of the ride? I like how you got a little transfer track here. And I like how, you got some of these bank turns, which are realistic for, at least from what I've seen from hybrid coasters, is they like to do a lot of things unconventionally, like with some of their hills and how they bank some stuff. So that's really cool. And so let's go down the exit. There we go. Yeah, so I like how your exit, you kind of go down here, and then you come back up. That's pretty cool. A lot of foliage around, which is nice. So let's see how we can get to the next part of the park. So it looks like this way. I like having a lot of trees, so good job with the trees. And now here we've got another coaster. So, oh, is it broken down? We gotta wait for Mechanic to get here, so we'll come back to this one. Hopefully it'll be fixed by then, because I think this is the one that I looked at originally and I was like, man, this is a really long layout. That's awesome. Yeah, this is the really, oh no, never mind, there are two rides, two coasters. For some reason from far out initially it looked like those two were basically the same rides, so I was wrong about that. But I really love this food court area. Just having, this is really nice. There's a lot of traffic, but you see a lot of that at times. You know, theme parks, you've got massive plaza that has a lot of seats and stuff. Okay, so now to get to that one, I'm guessing we probably got to go to the other side of the park. I could be wrong about that, but let me just check and make sure. Yeah, we got to go to the other side of the park. So let's go back to the front, which I think so far, I think this is still my favorite, which I love how you did some cement work here and kind of dug out tunnels. Really cool. Alright, so now looks like hopefully this is a Giga Coaster, or if it's not quite a Giga Coaster, it's near that. Is this one broken down as well? You know what? We'll put it in test mode for some reason. So let's go ahead, and it's a prototype TIMAT, or TMAT, however you pronounce that. And while we're riding this, let's look at some of the stats. So the results: track length 2,000 meters, max speed 92, biggest drop 84. Yeah, so it's not quite 300 feet in terms of if you're in the US using feet. So I forget exactly how many meters equates to 300 feet. But let's enjoy the ride. Alright, so that was another awesome ride. Once again, I like the station, nothing too complicated. Like how you have a little door here with kind of a walkway for a staff member to get there. And I like this brake run. You know, you see a lot of the Giga coasters have this now, or really even a lot of different types of coasters where they have their final brake run while they're still kind of on that final slope. These look like custom supports, so that, yeah, they're definitely custom supports. Those are pretty awesome. It just kind of reminds me of when you see like Intimidator 305 or some of those now. They've got very few supports, but they've got like massive supports in a couple of areas. So that's really nice. I think there are a couple areas where you could have smoothed it a little bit, but the layout's awesome. I love how you incorporated some inversions into it. Really cool ride. Love this turnaround right here. So yeah, really enjoyed that. So once again, what was this one called? So I always forget for names. Centurion. There you go. And I like how you continued this fence all the way around. You got these trees. And it looks like, is this probably the person who made the ride skin here? Bart GDB. Okay, so make sure and check out that stuff on the workshop. Nice little bathroom area and little food court. So now it looks like we're going over to the Planet Coaster Hotel. So I do think, you know, there's some things in the game that I don't really think Planet Coaster did a great job of, or Frontier did a great job making it. I think this is a fairly good hotel. You know, you can walk underneath it and different stuff. Now this path leads nowhere. Okay, so I gotta figure out how were we supposed to get over here to this ride. Is there, oh, okay, so there's a path around here that I missed. Okay, I figured it is on the other side. That was my fault, guys. So let's go ahead and ride this ride. Once again, I like the station. So this is called Photon. It's a launch drive F25 or F25. So let's look at the stats. It says exceeds G-force limits. Okay. But hey, we're not making this ride for real life, so that doesn't matter as long as it's a fun ride. The results, yeah, so the vertical G's, that's where it gets you. We'll see if we can kind of maybe point out where that is, but nice length, 1,400 meters, basically max speed 75, biggest drop 36 meters. So it's a launch coaster. Number of inversions 8, 1 airtime count. Okay, so it's more built off the inversions than the airtime. So let's let this ride get back in the station. Excuse me, guys. So let's ride this one not in track view. Let's ride this one in seat view. And I'll see you guys after the ride. Alright, so really good ride. What'd you guys think? How does that one compare to the other ones we've ridden? I like how anytime I see something like this, just reminds me of the Hulk at Islands of Adventure. I don't know if there's another ride that does this in real life, but I always think that's kind of a really cool inversion to have and way to start the ride. So this is the only one we're missing. Let's see if if this ride is back working, or is it still broken down? Okay, it looks like it's back working. Let's go ahead and go to daytime, because this one's not really lit up at all. So let's go 12 o'clock. For some reason, that's the time I always like going to. So this is a launch vector, so it's another launch coaster. Let's wait for it to get back in the station. All right. So let's look at the results. Track length, so 1,200 meters, max speed 61, biggest drop 33 meters. Yep. So it's kind of in line with some of the other ones. All right, there we go. I like the station covering there. You know, I would have brought this up a little bit more so that it's level with this. But I think that's the most detailed station you made in terms of you got the kind of the 2 layers there. You know, fun ride. Once again, I'll just smooth that out a little bit. It's just going to kind of take a little bit of the bumpiness out, plus some of the, it's going to look more natural in terms of how the turns go. But I thought this first turn was kind of a really cool concept and idea of basically keeping you banked to that one side for a while. So that was really cool. Yeah, and the only reason why I feel like your stats weren't as great on this is because you have this little area out of the station, and then it takes a little bit to get to the chain, which I got no problem with that. I think that's kind of cool for this ride. But that's probably just why the stats are a little bit lower, because it takes so much time for it to get up to the point where it's the excitement could show. Now another thing, I don't know if there's a block section anywhere on the ride, but if not, at some point you can learn to add in block sections, because that will allow you to run more than one train without creating this really long, awkward station. So if you have like a block section in the middle of your ride and a block section at the end, you can run 2 trains, and it would be a little more efficient there. But overall, really good ride. Really enjoyed this park. I want to get your guys' opinion. What did you guys think? What was your favorite? Me personally, I still really love, like, I always love Giga coasters, but I think this coaster and this concept right here was really cool. You know, that's probably my favorite coaster right there. Really enjoyed it. What do you guys think? What was your favorite? Make sure to go onto the workshop, like and rate all of this guy's park, along with any of the other stuff that he's done. And if you enjoy this video, make sure and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, so that you can be up to date on the content that we release with M&J Games. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day.